Yeah.
Hello and welcome everyone to the AEC Rainbow Six Minor League. We are here for the final day of group stage. My name is BluePanda. Joining me tonight is going to be the one and only Mop from Malta. Mop, we have two of the most animated teams playing up against each other tonight. It is going to be Crusaders Esports versus Seventh Heaven. What are we going to expect?
Well, mate, this is actually just going to be an absolute frag fest, as we've kind of seen both these teams individually. Each single player can just absolutely pop off. Like, I don't even have to mention how many times Seven Heaven have just pulled out these dumb clutches where you're like, all right, other team's going to win. Nah, SMG-11 God, Smoke Demon, just everything utility-wise is just absolutely flawless. And then over Crusaders, there's a few individuals over on Crusaders, including your man crush Rice, who is just an absolute demon. So we're gonna have to watch out pretty close, because it's anybody.
Look, let's be honest, both teams have had a pretty uncontested run going into this point at the moment. This will be the first challenge they face. They've versed up against Rise Esports and Cartel. Both teams, gave a pretty monstrous effort, to be honest, but they weren't able to do much facing up against either Crusaders or Seventh. Now we're coming into the crunch time. Realistically, both teams are making it through to the group stage. If Crusaders win this, though, they will take, they will jump from 5th place all the way up to the 2nd place spot right now, which will affect seeding as well going into playoffs. So it is a pretty big difference in terms of what happens going into this. And yes, as much as I do appreciate what Rice pulls out when he plays. Snip had that massive clutch on Defuse on Clubhouse last time we saw him on stream, and it was you and I casting that one as well. And we are heading back to Clubhouse now. It is going to be Crusaders. We did have the map picks happen pretty quickly, so they are going to be going from Clubhouse into Villa and then border for the decider. It is Crusaders starting on attack. We are getting into bans, so what are you expecting to see right now, Mop?
Thatcher combo, probably, I'd say. Thatcher's just such a common ban on Clubhouse now. It's almost a staple. We've seen the Maverick ban from Seventh Heaven first. That's, there's nothing really special there. Maverick is obviously quite deadly for particularly CCTV and Jim. Not so much more as Armory, but regardless, such a powerful operator. Will we be seeing the Thatcher Joy ban? Oh.
Okay, so Mop, we find ourselves in a situation. Maverick has been banned out, Thatcher has been banned out.
Yeah.
Ying is still available.
Yeah.
It has been a pick that has been highly contested, highly talked about in the last couple of weeks. Surely on a map like Clubhouse, where you're pushing into sites like Gym and Master Bedroom, like CCTV, those candelas can be absolutely massive. Will that... we've seen both these teams are incredibly capable of playing very, very well when they need to. Could Ying sort of be the thing that swings things here in Crusaders' favour, considering they're attacking first?
Definitely Ying's just such a utility dump. So I would say Ying... Ying should definitely be used here, especially on just so many angles on, especially clearing Garage, and in CCTV, her smokes can just absolutely zone the hell out of everything. But really the challenge for the attacking team is going to be to try and get these walls open, because obviously the Thatcher Maverick bans just makes everything so much harder. But everything is incredibly doable in Clubhouse, right? If they're... What? The first side's bar?
Hey, you say that. That's exactly what I was looking at. The first round is going to be bar stock room for defense for Seventh Heaven here. You said everything's standard, everything's going to be expected. This is not something we expected. This is an off-site for a lot of teams. In fact, it's a site that a lot of teams just outright avoid. This could be the switch-up that allows them to take this opening round, especially with the likes of a Pulse and an Alibi. This is going to be a hard push for sure if you are Crusaders.
Honestly, man, if they pull Bar off, they're the best team ever. Like, Bar is, unironically, and I say this with full seriousness, the worst site. It's just the worst. You can't do anything with it. How open it is, the angles. But to be fair, what Bar excel in, and the only way you can sanely pick Bar is being like, what the hell are we seeing? It's been like, okay, the attacking team does not know how to take this.
I'm gonna say they are well and truly aware of what's going on. We could see a four-man run out here, Mop. I don't know what's going on. The time is cracking down. 4 seconds left. Are we going to see a four-man run out? They are ripping the C4s. The drones there. It is. It's going to be a four-man run out to start things off. Crusaders are looking to contest. It looks like it might be a bit of a dance game here.
I'm beyond confused and scared and terrified. A knife! Oh, first round they're doing a knife off. Alright, so just like CSGO, they're obviously doing this to pick the side up. I'm joking, of course, I have no idea why the hell this is happening. And that's why you pick bar, ladies and gentlemen. You only pick bar and it's an inside edition, guys. If you pick bar, it's rumored that you have to knife. Is that fact? I don't think so, but apparently it's reality in this game.
I mean, that it's obviously a bit of respect here. They've both got into this agreeing. That's how they were going to start things off. They started off mutually, and that's what's happened. Now we are going to be heading to Church Arsenal. It was 7th Heaven that perked up the first round. Despite the interesting strategy there, we will be heading downstairs, and we are now back to somewhat more of a mainstream lineup.
Yeah, well, now we're entering the game, alright? We're going to church. Obviously, we're having a cage, which definitely suggests an anchor hold. As I previously discussed, when you're hitting church, you either go for a full anchor hold, or you do a, typical roaming strategy. But definitely with the lineup here, it definitely suggests we're going to anchor. And with the reinforcements coming out, Cade getting the kitchen hatch, we are definitely most likely going to be seeing a anchor strategy. A nice little drone work coming out from the attackers as they're going to try and hopefully get some preset drones to be able to clear upstairs as effectively as possible. Because definitely when the defending team is anchoring, your chief goal as attacking is to clear the rest of the map as fast as possible, just to, because obviously there could be 1 or 2 roamers. You never really know with this game. But clear the rest of the map so you can start applying pressure where it needs to be pressure. So we'll have to see how the attackers deal with that.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to potentially be a bit of a 3-2 split, but River has headed back downstairs. Will be setting up his electro claws around those hatches to try and deny that vertical destruction threat. It looks like it is Skiv sitting upstairs. No, he's still in basement. He's headed back down. It is looking like it's going to be that 5-man anchor hold. It's going to be the Maestro setting up potentially in Dirt Tunnel to try and figure out if there's going to be some attack coming from there. But this is a heavily defensive strat coming out from 7th Heaven so far.
Oh, definitely. And the drones are coming out, and it does seem like they're quite actively stunning from the first floor, which does indicate and suggest that possibly they did have some preset drones, as we have Rice, the Ashman himself, coming in from... And the fact that they're entering from the first does say that, yes, they did have upstairs preset cams, and they know nobody went up. So with 2 minutes in the round, and pretty much all of upstairs controlled, this is looking incredibly good for Crusaders, as they just have so much time to work with.
Yeah, they're not really being contested at all, as we see all 5 defenders still in downstairs. 3-1 in Church, 2 in Blue. So pretty standard holes was hidden, and we hear the rip of the tree. Quite sure who that was. I would imagine it is Face Cream, if I were to be guessing. But it's still that very slow play, not really wanting to push any form of aggression early on. We are heading into the second half of the round. The drones have been used. I wouldn't be surprised if they knew exactly where defenders were, so they are going to be starting to play that vertical threat, open up these holes in the floor with the breaches. Ash charges are going to be dropped as well, looking to destroy the Maestros where possible. If the Evil Eyes are destroyed, it makes the diffuse denial that much harder as the IQ. So get the hatches destroyed and get down into that bomb site. It's still very, very slow here, Mott. They're not willing to commit to that opening frag. It will be the C4 though. River finds the first onto Snip. The man, the clutch legend, will not be able to clutch it out this time, as he is the first to go down. That is the Thermite. So they are going to have a hard time destroying these hatches. They've still got the Hibana though, so they have options if they need to. Rice in position down at the bottom of main stairs, looking to threaten onto 90 in the basement. We'll have the Ash charge just going to use to destroy the barbed wire. Concussions going into Blue from Dan as well. They're looking to pressure onto the site from multiple positions. They will just continue dumping utility into Blue. It's going to be Goonbag, finding a follow-up onto Wazoo though, bringing it back even. Sprays going down onto Blue. They know someone is there. It's going to be Skiv holding that position behind the Transformer. They are just killing it in terms of time now. 20 seconds left. They have delayed things. Unfortunately, Space Cream was just shotgun. Rice is threatening him right now. It will be the frag taken onto Dan by the Wemmer. As quick trades are coming out on both sides. It is 7th Heaven up and 2 men right now. Aria retrades back onto 1. As the diffuser in hand is going for the plant. Has to face up into Face Cream and Noisy. They are both incredibly healthy as well. So they will be slow pushing in together. The diffuser does go out. It's scattered out. It's Noisy finding So we'll Kevin going up 2-0 Mop after it was a very, very delayed round.
Yeah, definitely. Despite me giving so much praise to Crusaders just clearing everything so quickly, they just stalled out for absolutely no reason and not even doing the right things. So typically it'd be fair if you're stalling or taking a bit of time in order to get some drones that will bottom main stairs to Armory to see if there is a defender playing for Nitrocell. But they didn't even use that time to get that information, making that Thermite, the pick from the Nitrocell, just not something you want to see. So unfortunately, the stall there, I can't really attribute it to anything. I don't know what they stole there for. Maybe they just weren't too confident that somebody wasn't going to like run up blue or something like that, so they had to dedicate extra resources. But I couldn't tell you, honestly. I could not tell you. So definitely the loss there was because they just stole it out for absolutely no reason, unfortunately.
Yeah, and unfortunately on the back of that, much in true, APAC fashion, we do have to have a rehost. Unfortunately, having a couple of issues. Sound is going to be the reason here. The rehost is coming out for Crusaders. So anyway, guys, we will be right back with round 3 coming out. 7th Heaven up 2 already.
When I saw you look at me that way, it broke my heart to see. It was a moment of darkness, a moment in time that I regret for being so heartless. It was a moment of darkness. Look at me that way. It broke my heart to see. It's too hard, it don't come easy. I went dark, I lost it right away. And when it starts, God knows what I'll say. In my head, I had good reason. I went red so unexpectedly. I should have said that sometimes happens to me. Of darkness.
And welcome back, everyone. We've got it all sorted now. We are heading back to Clubhouse. I am still BluePanda. Joining me once again is going to be Mop. We've seen Seventh Heaven go up 2 rounds in a row. They've won them rather concisely, considering the first one was a bit of a full-fun knife round. Wisely did take that out in quite clean style. Arsenal, they delayed it out so incredibly long that they were able to play off the fact that they had a 2 versus 1 on the plant. And now we are going to be heading to Gym Bedroom. It's going to be... I'm still surprised we're not seeing that Ying. We could see a 6-pick here, but arguably on a site like this, she's so incredibly powerful.
Nah, definitely Ying, although is only recently very good, and yeah, nerfed, well, like reverted at the very least, but she still has those 2 smokes, she still has that utility dump, and she's definitely incredibly powerful. And I think the only reason we're not seeing her used as much as she really should be is possibly the attacking team Crusaders. They have a strategy in mind. This is exactly how we're going to do things. They don't want to compromise their preset strategy with any adaptations. And obviously that's, that's quite risky, because in this game, that's evolving utility more and more, and becoming more about countering the defenders. Failure to adapt is definitely not the best idea, but we'll definitely have to see. Maybe Crusaders don't even need it. They don't really need those entries. They're going to play a slow game. They're going to hold these angles, try and get the opening pick, and go on. Because realistically, with 2 rounds into the game, really one round. Because the first round was obviously a knife if anybody did not catch that. And we haven't really seen any decisive traits from either team that's going to suggest a win or a loss. So I think definitely it's going to be interesting to see Gym, how it's played here, and how Crusaders are going to take it.
Yeah, I mean, what we did see, though, was an incredibly slow style of play coming out of Crusaders, which was, unfortunately, their downfall in the end. But they are getting into the action phase. It will be CCTV opened up very early on to try and go, that east to west sweep on the second floor. Drones are out as well. There are only so many tools that have been picked up tonight. Face cream on the mute. They don't have the Mozzie. They 6-picked it out to the castle for Skiv. So this means that, they wouldn't be surprised if they were able to figure that out quite early on. But, they well and truly know now, because the castle barricades have been set up. It's a pretty big giveaway, all said and done.
Definitely. And now we see Goombag here trying to destroy both these castles, because there is a Thatcher and Maverick ban, meaning that Goombag has to break both these castles in order to deny this Kate. However, it is Kate, and he can actually tuck that away so that your player can't see them. Ooh, and then the Jaeger player, Noisy, trying to deny some of these X-Kairos, but it still manages to get through. Has Kate placed in a really sneaky spot? I think he has. I don't think Abundant's going to get it.
Yeah, he's going to be holding cheeky on that gym hallway, as outside will be Snip trying to be able to set up on the... With the exothermic, it is the Cade Claw up on the roof. They figured it out, though. It will drop, but there's the follow-up Cade Claw. The Electro Claw being used there by Wise. It will deny it out. And unfortunately, they are not going to be able to secure that opening onto Sakuzi wall there. It's going to delay things a little bit further. But as we have seen, Crusaders sort of favour that style of play as the drones are going deep into bedroom. They will scout out the castle, as it will be a double drop. Face cream and Noisy now on the ground. It will be the push in from Goombag. He finds Wise as he gets dropped himself. So they are definitely at a man advantage. Skiv will clean that one up with the Super Shorty. Still has the UMP-45 in hand. Another attacker has pushed in on the side. I believe it is Snip on the Thermite there. Has support behind him. It is Ruba on the Legion with a T5 SMG. So they have support. They've got 2 men. They need to slow this down even more. It will be the Gomine landing into the leg of Arya as he finishes off Face Cream. So he is going to be bleeding out just slowly. We'll have time to pull it out, though, as they have the massive man advantage upstairs. River and Skiv have to do something. Here's Rice. Rice finds another Gomine coming from construction. Goombag will find Noisy finishing off that kill. It was the Jaeger on the floor in bedroom. Not able to be recovered by his teammates. The push in aggressively from Skiv with the UMP-45 secures the double onto Rice. So they are slowly trading this back. River is still holding in bathroom. Has the rotate available. As Skiv will reposition towards the bomb. He's going to be dropped, though. Unfortunately, not able to make anything happen there. Dan gets some Snip refragged out immediately by River. It will be the push from River. He gets it down onto Dan. He's brought to Olivia. One mop. This could be winnable. 11 seconds left. All he has to delay. It will be Arya going for the defuse plant here. If he can run it aggressively and get the control over this bedroom. And he will pull up the diffuser. He's delayed it out. He's got to do something. It's 7th Heaven during his 3rd round in a row again because of the fact Crusaders delayed things out too long.
So many twists and turns throughout that whole round. I was determined that our Crusaders were going to win that, despite them not even getting the main wall open. They still just jumped through those windows, took CC, and took the ground they needed. And I have absolutely no idea how Seventh Heaven let go of that. That was. I mean, how they won that. That is just. You just really hate to see it. And I'm wondering what type of information or what call out Arya got to pull off that diffuser. Because obviously sticking that was 100% the right play, but maybe a faulty team call or some internals that we don't really know about. And you really hate to see it.
Yeah, it is one of those unfortunate situations, and it does mean that they are 3 rounds down. It is 7th Heaven with all the momentum. We will be heading to CCTV Cash this time. And I mean, that's just a really rough situation to find yourself in. Because of that, they've got the best they can hope for is a 3-3 half. But in reality, I mean, 7th Heaven could take it the full 6-0.
Oh, for sure. And also, as I was talking about Crusaders kind of like failing to adapt, really, what I don't really understand anymore is that when Maverick and Thatcher gets banned out, that used to be actually the end of the world for this map. Although you can go down below, you can use utility. There are ways to go around it, but they are definitely a utility void, and it just sucks away so much. However, Callie is now playable, and Callie's pretty much just a Thatcher. And we have not been seeing any like bandit tricks coming out. And even if there was a bandit trick, there are still ways to deny that. So not seeing a Callie, along as not seeing a Ying, is really strange for this game so far.
I mean, it's an operator that we haven't seen a hell of a lot in a tournament like this. I think the last time I saw it was on Coastline, and it was played from an external position on Ruins rather than anything.
Yeah.
But we'll see how things go. They are getting themselves into the action phase now. First 30 seconds are already burned through. As the bandit is there, Wazoo going to be looking to set up that bandit trick if he can from CCTV and delay things out. They've also got someone holding in rafters and garage. It's the Maestro, as per usual. It's where face go. Oh, the aggressive push out from Skib will be denied as Arya finds that kill. Not a situation you want to be in. A man down, although in saying that, 7th Heaven have been in the situation before. Arya, a stellar player when frags come into it, as it will be the impacts going out, trying to deny the bandit batteries. It will be the bandit trick coming out once again. Concussions being used there. There's 2 operators sitting on suicide looking to contest here. If they can get the spray, it'll be River looking for the first one, but Noisy actually finds Goonbag. Will even things up. So 7th Heaven doing rather well here. Impact goes out, will drop Rice. Rice gets cleaned up by the C4 of Wazoo though. They are making this incredibly hard. Arya is very low as well. It is 4 versus 3, but 7th Heaven looking dominant so far.
And they call it suicide for a reason. There is absolutely a reason why Zofia concussing from the CCTV window is just not a good idea. And this is exactly why. Rice being taken down and Arya being set to just an absolute 1 HP pretty much. And she's still contesting the CCTV window. And now the whole attacking team of Crusader are adapting that push. And I thought Dan was actually a defender there and somebody was on the gym window. I was freaking out. Hey.
I mean, look, we've seen enough TKs in this tournament so far that there was entirely a possibility that it did happen. Yeah. It will be Arya holding suicide, though, looking to pressure into CCTV and construction where possible, but they've delayed that timeout once again. 7th Heaven in a position where this is quite conceivably a very easy win for them. There is 42 seconds left. Arya does have the G8 in hand, so a lot of rounds being pumped that way. Noisy is there, though. Has the toxic canisters, will chuck it onto that window to deny that entry. If it is unfortunately the push, no, they've grouped up here as another toxic canister denying the push from construction. They've got to do something here. Breaching charge is in hand. They're trying to get some damage out. See if they can do it to delay things out. Utility being dumped in onto the A-bomb site. They need to get in cash and get that diffuser down. 18 seconds left. Will be the aggressive push in from Arya. Takes out Noisy, gets free frag instantly. Dan finds a frag onto his face cream. Noisy, though, will refrag out onto Dan. Finds another one. Noisy with the shotgun and the 3K. Secures the 4th round in a row for 7th Heaven.
Amazing. And despite Skiv from 7th Heaven, his absolute brazen peak at the start of the round, which I kind of thought, they're kind of done here. But despite that, they came back from that primarily because Crusaders just stacked up on suicide, trying to get that bandit off the wall. And man, that is just not the play. You just hate to see people doing that because it's just so free. And as we saw, Rice, who is really impactful for Crusaders, got opening picked for their team anyway. And it's just really unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, that a slug and a prayer was basically the one that Noisy just holding that aggressive position in the corner, just waiting for them to funnel through. Found 3. with a weapon that, arguably you don't find too many frags on. Usually it's the SMG-11 in hand that does it, but he put it to work there and will put themselves up at a massive advantage going into round 5. We are heading back downstairs once again. I mean, this level of dominance by 7th Heaven, especially on Crusaders map, although the one thing I do have to say, Mop, we've got a Kali.
Oh, do we? Oh, we do. It's just, okay, this is not really the best site for it, but, oh well, I can't wait to see how she's going to be used. And a really interesting fact that I've never personally seen in Pro League or anything actually, 7th Heaven have managed to win every single site on Clubhouse flawlessly. We started in Bar, and we ended in CCTV, and they have won absolutely every single site.
I wouldn't say flawlessly, they've lost Skiv a couple of times, but yes, it has been commanding to say the least. As we are getting into action phase, it potentially looks like it's going to be that anchor hold once again as everyone just grouping up downstairs, trying to set themselves up. Some late, well, I say late, it's early action phase, late prep phase coming out there from the shotgun of Face Cream. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be that very, very, very defensive hold by 7th Heaven here as X-Car is going off. Then Stockroom will open up that hatch. So they have some sort of egress. They will be able to get vision down there as it looks like it might be a bit of a dirt tunnel play here. They've got the Thermite, they've got the Zofia. Zofia took a huge chunk of damage there off the back of that. I'm not quite, I think maybe she impacted herself there, but it will be the aggressive push into kitchen by Goonbag on the Kali. We'll see if they can get much here. Will use 3 charges over before we could. Chingy plays with the CZ7. He scouts out one. Not going to be able to land too much damage on the river, though. He will just back himself out. More breaching charges being dumped here in the kitchen to try and get that vertical play started. They've all backed off Arsenal. The only one left there is going to be the Maestro in the hands of Wazoo. He's going to be holding very, very tight into that corner, not wanting to get scouted out whatsoever. As I do believe the X-Kairos were baited out and delayed there onto Bar. It does mean that it's going to be a bit harder push, all said and done. So they are, once again, diverting back to that very delayed style of play. They've gathered control over this first floor. Again, we've seen them in the situation before, Mop. And they lost it the last time because they took so long. Will the same thing happen again?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I honestly think so. They've gone down from 2 minutes, almost down to 1 minute now. Although it is still a 5v5, and it's still looking... It still should be Crusaders win here. It's all up to how they're going to play this. If they're going to go for a Church or a Deep Arsenal. I mean, Deep Arsenal is all clear here. We have one player dirt and one player around boxes. But it's really any push here, and I can't really call it.
Look at that hold from Face Cream below the rotate setup in Church. It is going to be the aggressive push. Rice will open things up onto Noisy. They found the WMI who was holding off, I believe, towards the top of Blue Tunnel there. They get the aggressive push though. Snip is going for the plant. They will get the down onto Wazoo with the help of the CSRX in hand. Face Cream coming in though will clean up Aria. Snip dropped by River there with the CSG. So they have position to contest this. 3 members still alive on both teams. It is going to be that vertical hold once again here by Crusaders. Rice with the... Oh my lord, he got caught by the Claymore. Face Cream will refrag out onto Dan. Above is going to be Goonbag. Rice gets dropped though. Face Cream finding himself another triple in this round. He's going upstairs, looking for the flank here. If he can find it, they will get the defuse. I think they've ran into it. Goonbag knows someone is coming, has the CZ in head, will drop down onto the diffuser. He's going to get the kill on the river. He's delayed things out. I think Crusaders have found their first round. It will be the SMG-11. He goes through rotate. Oh, Face Cream, he finds the quad. Will he be able to get... No, it's too late.
I mean, that was just an amazing play from Goonbag. Goon definitely carrying out the round there with a beautiful drop. And that is the best possible play he could have done right there. And Goonbag just wins it for his team. And finally, Crusaders getting on the board. 1-4. Is it doable? I mean, if they come back to a 2-4, it's not the end of the world if their defense is just absolutely god tier. But, I mean, it's still looking bleak for Crusaders here.
I mean, that was a round where the delay worked in their favour in the end, but it was very, very close. Crusaders, I would not say at all that they were, in a position where they completely cleaned that one out. It was a very lucky play in the end, and purely came off the back of the fact that Face Cream was just an absolute demon in that situation. But, I mean, going into that, it was a pretty rough round there. Crusaders clawed it back. They are now 4-1 down. We are going to be heading upstairs to gym and bedroom once again. Let's see if they can string it together here, Mop. And we have Akali once again, Goonbag reverting back to that, although River has switched things up. Now he's playing the Ella.
Ha! Ella shotgun. That is, I wonder what it's gonna be hold for. Maybe CCTV, holding close on that door. But that really is kind of, hoping that none of the members from Crusaders open up any angles onto Cash, which would just absolutely annihilate the poor Ella player. But I have no idea, where is this Ella going?
I mean, this is an interesting setup here. So they've half reinforced the wall through to Logic and they've half reinforced the wall into Bathroom. This is not a setup that we traditionally see. Usually it's the full reinforce in Bathroom so that you can hold that angle and sit in around those tight corners or, you know, deny the push in from Logic as well. This is not necessarily what we traditionally see, as well as the fact that River just wasting a bit of time sitting in gym there. And again, they're all very centralized. They're all sticking together. We don't see any real vertical threat from below. It's a different style of play, but it's definitely working for 7th Heaven right now.
Yeah, okay, here it is. Okay, so Ella's going to be holding Cash, which, okay, that makes sense. But if that Habana player from Dan opens any long angles onto the Ella, she is going to get absolutely fried. But possibly it's a temporary position. Maybe she's going to fall back to construction. But we'll just have to wait and see when she gets pressed.
Yeah, and that early pressure coming out already, as it will be CCTV opened up wide. Drones are inside though. Looking to gather what information they can. It's going to be Dan scouting out Garage there, as they will just dump some utility into CCTV. Try and open up that wall, and if they can, flush out the man in Cash, which is going to be River holding behind that deployable shield. And it will be the X-Caros going out, so they will have an angle of sight into that room if they choose to. They also have the backup of Rice sitting on Suicide. They're all gathered up around that balcony outside gym here. The CSRX in hand for Goonbag is going to look to just try and destroy that castle wall if he can. River, look at him holding this position in Cash. He has to make some sort of play here. If he gets scouted out and traded, they're going to lose so much. They still have the Grismot mines in hand, but the big thing, Mop, it's the FO12 in hand. This could be rough. That's a big shotgun with a lot of damage as the splashes will go deep into Cash. This will be the white screen potentially coming up from River. He has been damaged up a wee bit. The shield is destroyed. Has pressure in from the backside. He's holding tight behind that counter. Can they get in? There will be more concussions dumped in. River is going to be concussed there, so they've got to push. He goes to the aggressive spray. He's going to be traded out by Rice. Unfortunately, River not able to find anything. More sprays coming out from the attackers. Face Cream will be dropped reasonably low. C4 coming out from below. Face Cream isn't going to find it. It's going to be Wazoo with the TCSG on the Goonbag. So that is the Carly gone now. And it's a far more aggressive style of play. Still very late in the round, Mop, but it's pretty hectic right now.
Wow. That definitely favored Crusaders there, as they now have CCTV and most of construction control, and they're joining logistics, realizing that it's clear, as we're definitely going to be seeing a really heavy east push. I wish they did this last time they went gym, and it worked out really well for them. So we have to see if Noisy can make the difference by trying to get this kill on Rice, who's just dominating this construction.
Yeah, he's holding this tight angle. He could find two, even if they do line up. Looking for the angle. It will be there. It's the play. It is going to be Dan on the other side of the wall. Snip gets taken out by Skiv with the MP45. Looks the wrong way. It's Dan being dropped. Aria will refrag on the Waz. They're pushing into Jim. Gets dropped immediately. It's all up to Rice right now. He gets one, but will be refragged out as Skiv and Noisy rounded out. This is the first half tunnel and dusted. 5 rounds to 1 in favor of 7th Heaven. Absolutely dominant.
Wow, beautiful play from Noisy there. And just poor droning from Crusaders, leaving us to a 5-1. And wow, I don't think you could argue being like, oh wow, guys, it's with these clubhouses being decided map. That is just not the case, right? Absolute ground, incredibly fast, and they've already droned out Rice. Wazoo's gonna have to take these main stairs, and Rice just absolutely bullied out of his roam, and now he's just working bottom main stairs, in which he's getting droned out, and instantly, 2 minutes 16, 7th Heaven know that pretty much all of upstairs is clear, and this is just amazing ground. And Crusaders did this the time 7th Heaven, but let's see if 7th Heaven can flip this around, not stall out, and dedicate to an execute.
Yeah, that is going to be the question. Just how accelerated are we going to see 7th Heaven play here now that they have top floor control? As they are looking for that K trick onto the kitchen hatch. Will they be able to get it off as the floor is being destroyed there by Skip with the big man with the sledgehammer from Britain? And it looks like he's still waiting it out. He's waiting for that commitment of the X-Pyros as hallway will be opened up as well. The L8 in hand does a decent chunk of damage if it lands onto anyone, really, let alone onto headshots, as it will be the commitment of the X-Pyros, but it is denied there, unfortunately. They are trying to find out where the X-Pyro is. Sorry, no, it wasn't the X-Pyros, it was Carly there with her gadget. But they're trying to find some way of getting in. Unfortunately, though, they don't have an IQ, so they aren't going to be able to have the easiest of times anyway finding these electro claws. It will be the push from Noisy. He's halfway down Dirt Tunnel. He has the drones in position as well. The diffuser, though, is going to be outside. If they look for an aggressive push, they have support there. Wazoo is pushing down from Garage Storage into Blue. If he can find something, this could be the advantage they need, as it will be the pest scouting it out so they know someone's there. Oh no, the drop from Face Cream does get denied by Rice, who went for the long rotate down into Oil Pit, so that is going to be the Carly now gone. What a roam. He was considering he was up on that first floor, got droned out, went the long way around. Noisy will find a frag though, pushing in from Dirt Tunnel. That is Goonbag. Looking for the head will be Wazoo. He finds another for their team. So 4 versus 3. Aria refragging out immediately onto Noisy, back to a 3v3. Wazoo finds Aria though. It's going to be that advantage in favour of 7th Heaven. They have the position at Armory. Skiv will find Dan, meaning that it is going to be a hard press. It's all up to Snip right now. We've seen him go big before. He's sitting behind Bar and Church. If he can find this, he won't, unfortunately, though. Skiv secure 7th Heaven, their 6th round, and they are on match point now, Mop.
Man, that was terrifying. Bomb was absolutely in nowhere, and the attacking team just had to collapse on this bandit. And thankfully, they got the kill. But man, that is not a way you want to win the round. And so far from what we've seen from the, although it's been one attack from 7th Heaven, they're just so frag heavy. Like, have you noticed in their defenses and now their attacks, they just absolutely gun the frag, play the man advantage, and just absolutely pull up. And I think leaving Bomb just so far out of sight is just a perfect example of that. But it's working for them. It's really working for them. So 7th Heaven, 6-1 now. 7-1, do you reckon?
I mean, it is entirely possible at this point. The level of aggression, or at least confidence that we see 7th Heaven playing from has just been spectacular so far. Crusaders only being able to pick up one round at this point does bode rather scarily, at least for map 2, considering it will be 7th Heaven pick that we are heading to. But it's going to be the exact same rosters here for both teams. The only real changes, I believe, is that we did have the, Script switching out for Dan on terms of what they're playing. They did swap Jaeger for Bandit. But it's Rice on the Vigil once again. He got that opening frag onto Face Cream. Was able to deny that Carly from Oil Pit, considering he was droned out very early onto the round, rotated, and was able to find the opening frag for his team. Was pretty spectacular, all said and done, but he will look to be holding from upstairs.
And definitely we're seeing the exact same play from Vigil, as he's kind of just like roaming around. Oh, actually, he does have a Jaeger now. So now it's going to become a bit more of a joy roam, which is a lot more acceptable on Clubhouse, although they have 0 utility. So is it going to be successful? Well, it's just going to absolutely determine on how the attackers are going to pressure this.
Yeah, River sitting in Suicide will look to start opening things up in the construction. Unfortunately for him, though, there is going to be no one there, as it is going to be the bathroom and cash hold from the defenders upstairs. The Zofia already in, pressuring in from Jim. Will be Wazoo there, looking to try and push down mainstairs. Drones coming out. They've scouted out Rice. The spray's coming through these soft walls. Not going to be able to find a heck of a lot as he returns fire with the K1A. They have the pinch on him potentially. It's going to be the hold from Bedroom as Dan opens things up onto Noisy. That means that, oh no, Wazoo gets caught out on the flag. He will be fragged out immediately though by River. But a 2-for-1 trade is not one you want to be taking if you're 7th Heaven right now.
No, that is definitely successful. A Jaeger being traded out for a Zofia and the Thermite just absolutely cripples 7th Heaven. Although the Thermite wasn't really used much for last round, so maybe it's not as impactful as saying, if a different team lost their Thermite. We're definitely going to have to see it here. As Face Cream does bring his Cali's bigger gun, realistically there is only 2 real powerful guns on the attacking team. So there is going to have to be some serious frags coming out from 7th Heaven to try and turn out this round.
I mean, realistically, it's not something you'd ever think you'd be seeing. And Akali aggressively peeking with such a big rifle. But we'll see how that goes, as they are going to look to try and destroy the Electro Claw on Bar Hatch, and they will get that off. So Umi and X-Kairos are being deployed there. The real question is, does the Cade of Goonbag have any in support? No, yeah, they do. They get it off. They get the re-claw there. Will mean that X-Kairos are destroyed, so they have next to no way to get down into this basement, aside from the standard entries, which will be blue and main staircase. It's Aria, though. Going to be holding that angle. The drone does go in, unfortunately, not going to be able to stop that. Has the ADS in support, so if they dump utility, they will be able to deal with it. It's going to be the flank from River, though, coming in behind. We'll find that frag. Double for him in this round, evening things up as well, but there are 37 seconds left in the round. They have to make some sort of push here. There are holes opened up into their main hallway from blue. It will be the spray from Rice, though, holding deep into Armory will secure that kill. Take it back in their man advantage. Rice follows up with a second quickly on a skip. That's the diffuser now. They have control. He finds a third. Face cream done and dusted, as well as the round, but Crusaders making a comeback.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so that was definitely an interesting round. And unfortunately, the drone work from 7th Heaven just was incredibly poor there, as they undetected. That's a poor word. They did not detect the Jaeger as he just crossed, and then when they did find him, it was too late, as he just got 2 free picks, and that's just not what you want to see. So really, hopefully, we're gonna have to see if 7th Heaven can use their drones a bit more effectively, because if they don't drone out these 2 roamers, then, you know, they're just going to keep abusing that constantly. Because I definitely think we are seeing that 7th Heaven and Crusaders are both frag-heavy teams. They're not necessarily using their utility to the fullest potential, but they are just going in for frags. And we're going to have to see who comes up on top of that.
Now we are going to be heading to CCTV Cash. We have had another change to the roster operators here. It's going to be the Montagna taking out for Noisy. And the big mountain man himself with that shield. Surprising, considering he is leading the frags for his team here. It's not traditionally something you'd see on one of the more frag-heavy roles. Rice has switched out from the Vigil onto the Valkyrie, and they have opted to pick up the smoke there for Goonbag. An operator which he has done big things on previously, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Will it be Crusaders bringing it back 6-3 and start their long slog to overtime, or will 7th Heaven be shutting out Crusaders? Matt, that is a question that will be answered soon.
Oh, definitely. And I think it's almost consistently you see that the top fragger of the team is always the Monty player. And I don't know why that is, but Noisy, we're going to have to see if he becomes an absolute support demon. And see just how he plays his Monty. And definitely a Monty suggests a garage tech, as we do see Monty on the doorway. And we have Dan lurking in Arsenal.
This is something we have seen out of him time and time again. The guy likes to go for the deep roams. We've seen it where he's been holding 2nd floor, while it has been a church arsenal bomb site. We've seen him holding basement when it is upstairs in City Cash or Gym. So if he can read into this coming behind Noisy, they could shut on this push so incredibly quickly that they might as well have just picked 5 recruits, run it in, and gone for that knife play again.
Empty. Oh, but we're going to probably see Dan get the easiest pick of his life on the metal stairs. Skiv, the Buck player. I was about to say, the frags are gone, but that is very unfortunate. Dan's going to rotate from Arsenal to top main stairs to try and support the people gym.
And this is the 2nd round in a row where Dan has found the opening frag for his team. So if they can carry on in this form, they can take it. River copping a huge amount of damage up in rafters. Will get the X-Kairos off. Dan finds another on a Wazoo. He's looking to apply that pressure from below. If he can get the right angle, he can mop up the 7th Heaven attackers, and it will be that push back. Noisy is in position to push into CCTV. He has next to no support, though, so it is going to be up to Face Cream and River to get in position to help and get the defuse down. Spray coming in. Noisy drops so incredibly low. It is the hold there from top of red stairs behind the deployable shield from the mute as well. They've got to do something. If they cannot get this, they are going to be in a dire situation. Thermite pushes in. River gets dropped by the toxic canister. Snip finds Face Cream. They've got to do something. It's all up to Noisy. He's got the pistol out. We'll find one on the Goonbag, though. It's 1 versus 4. I mean, he might be a mountain, but I think he's looking more like a molehill in the situation. As Nitro was ripped there, they throw it out. The rotate hold there onto red stairs is going to be the position aimed at by Noisy. They can get him. The shield is dropped. All they have to do is push in from behind and clean this one up. And there's no way this gets cleaned up as Dan will find his third in the round. Mop. Dan is putting his team on his shoulders right now. He's not willing to give it up.
He's just going for the absolute lurk, and to my surprise, it's working out. I was about to say, okay. So the deep lurk in Arsenal actually makes sense if you're trying to counter somebody that would always go dirt. So say Sophia normally would always go dirt and then go up blue into secret and double impact the wall, killing any bandit triggers and removing the bandit charges. That makes sense. That's a counter. But unfortunately, the attacking team are not even doing that. And their garage take, I thought was great. But they just got so many countless picks in these positions that you're like, why did you not drone that? So definitely, just like last round, a lack of drones coming out from it's just unfortunate, man. It's just, you hate to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a situation that we see Dan in often, because that's best to play. He likes to play those deep runs. I mean, we saw him, I believe it was on the same map. In fact, he held up Arsenal and cleaned up 2 attackers as they were going to the defuse. He did the same thing from Freezer on Valkyrie as well, just rotated in the attacking team as they pushed it aggressively in the basement. So he likes to play that lone wolf situation. He's 7-1-6, so it is definitely working for him. It is going to be the gym bedroom setup now once again. They have switched things up again. It's that Goyo coming out. We've talked about this a couple of times, both on your stream and on Car. He's not as irrelevant as the card. Is it going to be the tool that gives strings together another round for them? Because they went into the half 5-1. They are now 6-3. This is entirely possible for them to bring back, but it is going to be a hard slot.
But definitely, wait a second. So yeah, they do have a bandit. So I couldn't find the bandit. So definitely, it's going to be quite hard for 7th Heaven to take his gym. And is that Rice? Not on the bandit trick, not on anything. He is going to go for a real aggressive pick onto that jacuzzi balcony. And as we do see this sledge getting that first castle opened, he's going to have to get the second one, but he gives up. And look how many ADSs are dedicated for that window. That is a lot of utility dumpage, and that is going to be quite hard to open up that wall. River, the Habana player, looking out onto the CCTV breach, in which he's soft holding. I guess he's trying to hope for a aggressive pick onto that window to get somebody on the suicide. It doesn't look like it's going to work out for him.
Yeah, and it will be these reinforced walls open up. They see the fate of Goonbag. He might go for a run here. They have the wall open up by Jacuzzi. They don't have Jim open up though, so they don't quite have the aggressors. Jim will be open up. It's Goonbag being dropped by Face Cream very, very early on. So they will get that opening frag. Does mean they have the man advantage as well. And I mean, they really don't lose a heck of a lot from losing Goonbag because it is a castle with a UMP-45, but it is still that man advantage. If he can land a headshot, he can find the kill. And so they have the point of pressure now. Will they be able to read into the fact that he's holding the stairs with the Goyo? If they can find him, this bomb site is wide open for them, and it will force the defenders into a retake as they are playing from opposite sides of the map. I do believe the only one left in near this site is going to be Dan, though. The man has frag potential. I'll give him that. The deployable shield is going to be stymieing River here. He has to push in through it if he can. As soon as he jumps over, it's going to be the kill going to Aria, almost uncontested. Oh, did you see he pings it out? He sees the head, maybe. He's looking for it.
There's no way.
He's going to
kill on. That's actually crazy.
Will he push? Will he see the head? That's the question, though. Oh, the shot's coming out. He swings wide, doesn't find anything. This could go either way. Magnets being dropped there, trying to deny any form of utility. Stands up. Getting taken out. Dan copping a huge amount of damage. His Space Cream will be going for the plant. Spray going long through construction. They're not going to be able to find much as the Vulcan is destroyed at the entrance of the bathroom. It means Dan is completely cut off now. It's still going to be that contest in around CC. Oh no, it was Skiv outside in Suicide, picking up that kill, giving River the opportunity to rotate there. Say Scream will find another onto Rice. It's going to be Dan finding a frag on a Noisy though. He gets traded out straight away. Wazzy will clean things up as well. And it will be 7th Heaven securing map 1. Crusaders pick 7-3.
Wow. Well, I know all I say is wow. But man, that was quite an interesting game. That was definitely just two teams who just think about, okay, guys, frag on frag. Let's just go out and kill people. And it's really interesting to see games like that. And really, it's not only about utility for these types of teams, it's about the man advantage. And as soon as Seventh Heaven got that first pick onto the castle, which was definitely a really smart play and a really quick play, it just absolutely collapsed in it.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot more, favoured by Seventh Heaven. They played rather commanding, they played rather well, but Crusaders definitely proved they can take some rounds away. So hopefully we will see things being a little bit more even, as we are going to be heading to Villa for the next one, Mop. That's a map which can go either way. It's one of the most entertaining maps, for sure, but there are so many different positions for both teams to hold in and around these bomb sites, so many different points to contest. But in saying that, I mean, Dan plays those long lurks. He can't quite do the same level of lurking on a map like Villa, because there are only the two levels, obviously. You cannot go... Oh, no, I suppose there is the basement as well, yeah. I don't think we'll see him opting to do that because there is such a long distance to cover. But, I mean, who knows? Anything can happen. What I can say, though, is we are going to have a bit of a break, sort things out, get into Villa. So don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back. Hello and welcome back, everyone. We are here for Map 2 of the Crusaders versus 7th Heaven series for the AEC Rainbow Six Minor League. Finally, of group stage, I am still BluePanda, joined still by Mop. That last one was a interesting series, pretty interesting game to watch. 7th Heaven coming out in style on Crusaders map to take the win. Now they're on their own. Could this be a 2-0 shutout?
Oh man, honestly, with the way 7th Heaven's been playing, there is absolutely every possibility that will be seen that. We've got a huge disconnect. Okay, never mind that, fellas. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see these guys are living up to their heroes. They want to emulate the Rainbow Six ANZ stream. A couple of rehosts going on. It wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be OCE or ANZ or APAC esports if it didn't happen. So what we'll do is we will start to another quick break while we get it all sorted, and we'll come back once it's all done and dusted.
You won't even get it. I'll stay, I'll fight, I'll toe the line for you. You run, you hide, but still you find the truth. And I won't let you down. I'll keep you safe on solid ground. I'll keep shining till your light comes on, so you won't have to be alone. You and I will never be lost in the dark, lost in the dark. Oh, I know you and I will make it home. I feel it running through my bones. Yeah, you and I will never be lost in the dark, lost in the dark. We try, we come to life in blue. We fall, we rise, I'll take the dive for you. And I won't let you down. I'll keep you safe on solid ground. I'll keep shining till your comes on, so you won't have to be alone. You and I will never be lost in the dark, lost in the dark. Oh, I know you and I will make it home. I feel it running through my bones. Yeah, you and I will never be lost in the dark, lost in the dark. You and I will never be lost in the dark, lost in the dark. You and I will never be lost in the dark, lost in the dark.
Alright guys, we are back. We got it all sorted. We had the YY fakey mop. We're back. We've got the actual game going this time. We are kicking it off with Villa, 7th Heaven on attack, Crusaders on defense. My big question though, Mop, before we even get into ban phase, are we going to see another knife round?
Oh, mate, maybe. I don't know. I mean, the last knife round we had, 7th Heaven convincingly won it. So is Crusaders going to take the risk? Oh, who knows? Well, but we do see Crusaders here starting defense, and they did do their defense a lot stronger than their attack. So maybe the scoreline could be a lot better coming up to the half, but man, we are going to have to see.
Yeah, as we are getting it underway, it will be that early ban for the Thatcher, actually, out of Crusaders here. And the response with the Jackal by 7th Heaven. So it's going to be, you know, that roam denial and that entry denial once again. As Mop's getting a bit of love in stream, lads. Don't worry, they love them in chat. They love them on the stream as well. But we are getting into the defender bans. It will be the Cade taken away. Bro, they love you right now.
Mate, I love them. That's why, man. They're just the best. They're just the best. I'm absolutely so happy to be casting this game, boys. Like, man, this is a good game. This is a good game. I cannot wait to see who's gonna win over Crusaders or 7. This is let's freaking go. Honest to God, though, I think what's really like a bit weird, Jackal getting banned out. And I think we're going to see some absolute disgusting roams coming out from Crusaders. Like, dead set, I'm calling Crusaders' whole defense is going to pin on like a 2-person roam.
Bro, they are just madly in love with you in game right now. But we are going to be kicking things off. It's the trophy stat start. But we have a Ying. I'm excited. Let's kick it off. Will we be able to see them deal with it? But, I mean, it's a Ying. It's going to be a hard press. So, in saying that, there are ways to get around it. They've got the Wehrmite, they've got the Jaeger, they've got the Jaeger combo.
Ooh, this is going to be huge denial. And it's kind of funny to see that the first round of today's competition that Ying has brought, both Wehrmite and Jaeger are being used. So, wow, absolutely well. Oh, I just said it again. Guys, I'm on a cleanse, maybe a cleanse to stop saying wow. It is my most commonly used word, and I need to get off it, fellas. I need to get off it.
Yeah, you hate to say it, don't you, Mop?
You hate
to say it, but we are getting them to the prep phase. They're getting themselves started. We'll beat the double deployable shield in Master Bedroom, though.
Dude,
and the triple castle wall commitment. This is not a setup I've ever seen.
I was talking about how Crusaders are just gonna kind of like ape around and like have like a joy roam sort of thing, get a few picks, run back to site. But Crusaders, almost like we're seeing a completely different team, are doing just like not a common strategy. And you know, I'm looking forward to this. Crusaders are using their heads in Villa. So let's see how this strategy possibly works out for them. And hopefully they don't get over-aggressed by 7th Heaven using a Ying.
I mean, this is what you need to be seeing at this level of tournament. You're coming into the final day of group stage. You're in a position where you could take second place out in the seeding going into the playoffs. Crusaders need to be mixing up. They need to be playing things that are less conventional. And it will be exactly what they're opting for now. It will be the closet hold there from Goonbag with the smoke shotgun in hand. Down in pantry will be River. The IQ looking to clear things from the bottom up now as he will push it into upstairs. They are slowly droning things out once again. It's that first round gauging of what your opponent is opting to bring here. But they do have the skeleton key from Dining Room looking to try and find defeat of any of the defenders in this position. And again, it's just such a strange angle to be seeing here. Arya holding in Master Bedroom there, behind the deployable shield as well. Outside will be the prone form of, I believe it is going to be Face Screen there, looking at the utility into the bedroom and deal with those whole by Goombag late reinforcing statue with by Arya there. And it's a slow round.
Yeah, and incredible. This is just so different to the last game we saw. And keep in mind, Villa is 7th Heaven's pick, so you wouldn't necessarily expect such a huge strategy jump up from Crusaders, who are getting brought to this map. And it's just so great to see just the absolute restraint and the ability just to plug that hole and put so much utility into Master Bedroom. Just takes so much restraint, and it's just so good to see, as we see Riv could catch out Rice on a very late roam in bar. They know something's up, and he's trying to look for the head, and he gets picked off by Rice. Noisy in the vicinity. Oh, no.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it as Rice will open things up. It will be the Candelas going deep. It's Rice completely white screen there, taken out by Noisy. And that is the power of the Candelas if you don't have tools to deal with it. Will be that pushed into classical 90 by Noisy on the Ying as those toxic canisters being used once again to great effect. Candela goes deep into Trophy. They've got the push. They've got the smokes. He rushes straight through. He's found one of the Aria double kill, but Dan is there to refrag out immediately. Snip finds onto the Elder. Snip and Goonbag being dropped there by Face Cream and Skiv. So refrag's coming hard and fast. They're looking for the plant. Face Cream has to pull off it. It's all up to Dan. The man has such great frag potential. Break coming out. He doesn't get it. It's Face Cream securing the round. 7th Heaven take the first one. And it was, again, that slow style of play to start things off. But when it happened quickly.
Yeah, and here comes the Ying usage, as we just saw Ying just on the backs. She's such a good operator. She's such a utility dump with those smokes, with those flashes, and she is going to be absolutely devastating with the hands of Noisy. And clearing out Rice like that, where the guy just had absolutely no chance in hell of doing just anything. Like, the man just got absolutely utility dumped on, and it's just going to be so interesting to see how Crusaders are going to try and turn around and actually counter this Ying play.
I mean, it doesn't look like there's much adaptation coming out at all, so we are going to be heading to exactly the same bomb fight with the same line. It will be Rice back on the castle, and exactly, there's no change whatsoever. They've still got the Ying there for Noisy. They're not going to really adapt to the situation. So what is going to be the read here? Are they going to play the exact same style? Are they going to reinforce the exact same way? And it sounds like it.
Yeah, and what I really want to see here is that now 7th Heaven understand the exact hold they're doing, because same lineup, same positioning, same Rios. It's obviously going to be the exact same hold, right? I really want to see if 7th Heaven can just quickly clear this person out Master Bedroom, get that reinforcement, because they know that's what he's going to do as early as possible. And to do that, they have a buck. Skiv could go down below and pressure the hell out of that Wamai, which all the floor is soft, and just pressure him out with 2 minutes remaining. So we're going to have to really see if 7th Heaven can use the knowledge of the previous round to their advantage.
Yeah, it's going to be the exact same setup. I mean, we saw Skiv doing that last round. He was playing in from dining room, opening up those floors from below with the skeleton key at hand. Yeah, I hate to see it, though. No frag grenades in the hands of the Canadian anymore. It was such a great utility he did have in his back pocket. But now it's not going to be the play. But as you say that, Dan, he goes for his play. He is down in the basement with the Jaeger, looking to go for those extended roams. Again, it will be Rice. We're getting onto the top floor as well. Oh no, he goes to the barricade replacement as Wazoo will opening things up with the Zofia. And that was a big mid-read there on the second on the Goonbag. That's the smoke god. The man is just being a nuisance. Dan gets dropped. Snip will refrag though onto Ruin. 4 versus 2 currently definitely in favour of 7th Heaven. They are putting on a clinic on how to play this map already, and it is only the second round. They have the man advantage. They have the utility advantage. Noisy is still alive, so those Candelas could be flying out hard and fast. It's a bit of a split hold here. You've got one in Statutory. You've got one off by Trophy. He's been forced back into Astro. He's got this something here. Candelas. They're going to be going deep. Face Screen finds the kill on the Snip, so it is all up to Aria. He gets flashed out. The drone is there. They know exactly where he is. He has to back into master bedroom. Dre coming out from behind that reinforced shield will drop the castle barricade as it was already pre-damaged by a Goonbag, but Noisy in position from Master will take that one out. 2 rounds in a row in favour of 7th Heaven. This looks like it could be a shutout, Mop.
Oh, let's go, Wazoo. What an excellent play. Rice doing the same little kind of baity landed lurk, gets pressured out by that 90 window. Wazoo reads it perfectly, just absolutely rushes the hell out of Rice, gets the first pick on the fragger of the team, who's on castle admittedly, which is a bit strange, and then has the audacity to take the second beat and just, oh man, Wazoo, go off you.
Yeah, and we are going to be heading to a different bomb site this time. Going to try and quite work out for Crusaders, so they will be playing from Aviator Games. I mean, you probably know the answer to this. Traditionally, Aviators would be the standard go-to starting site. Usually you opt into, trophy statutory as a secondary or even tertiary account, depending on how things go. But committing to it twice, maybe that was a bit more detrimental than they would have liked.
Master is definitely not the worst side. Bill is actually such an interesting map in which it doesn't actually have a weakest side. Obviously, Living is an exception to that. Living's kind of hot garbage, but obviously if you have a pocket strategy for that, it is usable. But all the 3 sites, be Master, Aviator, and Kitchen, are actually quite usable, and the strengths and weaknesses of it actually really depends on the team. As you see, some teams bring Kitchen as their first site because in their opinion it's the strongest. Some people bring Master and they stick. Obviously, assuming Crusaders, I'd imagine, think Master is their strongest site with that little pocket strategy they have. And, oh, wow, we are not seeing another extended hold. Well, not another, but another strategy, which in my mind is just boggling for Crusaders to do after how we saw them play on Clubhouse, into an extended hold into Master. Really looking to bait for some time here, see if they can't bait out 7th Heaven, get that clock down, and play for Denial, as they do have a Goyo, a Smoke, and 2 Nitro Cells, which is a damn lot of Denial. We're going to have to see how 7th Heaven can quickly remove these lurkers on this extended hold.
Yeah, it's definitely a strategy which we are used to seeing, and maybe that could be the thing that allows Crusaders to bring some rounds together. Maybe playing into the fact that 7 won't be expecting at all as they have the pressure from below. It's going to be Skibble on the buck looking to open up for it. Then we see it early down onto Goonbag. Wazoo again for the second round in a row with the opening frag. Doesn't mean that there is no smoke available. It's going to be a lot easier to get onto these sites now, but they're still holding in these off-site positions. Usually, traditionally, you'd expect someone to be sitting in on games behind that bar. It's a pretty easy angle to hold if you can get the reinforcements and the electro down. But it is not going to be the play as the barbed wire on the stairs will start to be destroyed here. Really, the question is, we've seen Goyo rotate back to there. So it's Snip going to be holding that position. The man has some great clutch potential if given the opportunity. But he's going to be having that Vector in hand, has the impact as well. The real question is, can they frag back and bring it to even? As this round, it's a very simplistic style of play as the exothermic charge will be going out. They go for the impact trick. It's not going to land here. So it does mean that wall will be opened wide into games. No one can be holding that bar position anymore. Over on the window for the IQ, holding in by 90. We'll be able to potentially scout the rotate here. It's going to be the soft wall between him and the defender, so not quite going to be the play as Noisy will push in aggressively. Will throw the can deep into Aviator there, trying to get that information. And he's continuing to dump it here. If he can get in position, he has. He's got control of the room, sees the prone Mentos, drags him out, Snip being dropped down, River Frag instantly. Face cream finds arm down going out, and quick frags in succession for 7th Heaven will secure them. Their 3rd in a row, very reminiscent of Clubhouse Mop.
These are 2 different teams. Like, this is not the 2 teams we saw on Clubhouse. I am absolutely impressed with the depth of strategy coming out from Crusaders, in which, in my opinion, I thought would lead to a much more convincing defense. But, oh my lord, just as much as Crusaders have stepped up, 7th Heaven have just absolutely popped off. Skiv is so excellent on using that buck, and again, that verticality, absolutely crucial in that push. Freaking Wazoo, the man himself, with that double impact kill on a hallway? What type of level of information and coordination would a team need to do to be able to pop that off. And I'm really hoping that's not just like, oh, wow, that was just luck or something like that. I'm really hoping and I'm gunning for that was just absolute coordination with the team. Beautiful drone work, beautiful communication, and just both these teams have stepped up to such a degree. And unfortunately, Crusaders, who I think should be a lot more convincing right now with the level of their strategy, is just getting absolutely slapped by this god-tier team that just formed up. And I don't know where the 7th Heaven were. Clubhouse, that game was just not what this game is. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it comes off the fact we aren't seeing Dan quite use that effective roam strategy to the level he did on Clubhouse and in some of the games previously, because we've seen him down basement a couple of times. It really hasn't worked out at all for them. So it'll be interesting going to this. We are going to be heading back to Aviator Games once again. So 2 rounds in a row there, 2 rounds in a row in Trophy. And it'll be interesting to see if they set up a bit of a different hold here. As again, yeah, it's a different setup. They've opted for a rotate out of bar onto the hallway there. And they've set up a deployable shield. We could see Goonbag get fragged out the exact same way if he's not careful. He was killed by the double from Wazoo. If he gets caught out in the same situation, that's going to be hugely embarrassing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think if he dies, it just really puts a nail on the coffin in saying that Crusaders just cannot adapt. And maybe having such an advanced strategy is actually going to go against them, because possibly they'd be thinking to themselves, okay, our strats are good, let's stick to them. However, no matter how good a strat, if you have lost 3 rounds in a row and you've stuck them twice, then man, you need to adapt. But let's see as Snip gets the opening pick onto Noisy, the Ying player, and that is a lot of utility off the board. Goonbag getting tagged on Wazoo's attempt at the double impact. Unfortunately, he's going to catch him, but he does see the tip of his head as Goonbag almost gets revenge on Wazoo with a clean headshot with the SMG-11. We're going to see Wazoo go to the top main stairs, and unfortunately, Goonbag takes Wazoo out. Goonbag learning from his mistakes, and he's taking his deployable shield, and maybe he's going to put it behind bar?
I don't know. He said, I'm done. I did my job. I got revenge. Now he's packing up and moving out, as it will be coming into the second half of the round. It will be man advantage, definitely in favour of Crusaders this time. We've seen this before as well. They got to the 3-0 point, and then Crusaders were able to bring it back. Snip putting them in a great position, taking out that utility. Impact being held here as the exothermic charge is used, and it's still in that bottom left corner. They get it. River is there to frag out Snip, so they just set this up spectacularly off back. It will be Skiv finding Dan, though, on that heavy rotate downstairs, bringing it back even in terms of manpower. They are going to be looking for that diffuser plant. Ari in position and Aviator to try and contest this, but will she be able to find any frags? Skiv finds the frag onto Rice. That puts them heavily in the man advantage. Jump over the shield by Goonbag. Will get the kill onto Face Cream. Denies the plant as the toxic canisters are there. Little does he know that River is looking for his head. He will just go for that rotate. Skiv finds Goonbag. Triple kill for him in the back pocket. He finds a quad onto Aria. 7th Heaven. Just in the driver's seat and careening out of control down the hill.
Despite losing that round, Goonbag, truly the MVP. Just excellent gameplay from him. And him just it's so sad to see a 0-4 in a game where both these teams are just absolutely pulling up. And I'm not necessarily meaning in the 1v1s. I feel like that's why Crusaders are losing. They just can't catch a break with these 1v1s. But man, himself just adapting to how Wazoo played last round is just excellent to see. And getting that opening big on Wazoo is just, wow, that is just amazing.
I mean, it's crazy to think we are going to be heading to round 5 and Dining Kitchen, but we helped out Cartel and Rise both 2-0 in the series that they played against them. Coming into this, we thought this was going to be incredibly even. We thought it was going to be Crusaders and 7th Heaven going to a match 3. You look at it now, 7-3 first match to 7th Heaven on Crusaders map pick. We are now 4-0, 4 rounds in a row on their. This is such a huge disparity of skill. You've got to wonder if maybe it's the fact that, that's the case. There's a huge disparity of skill, or just Crusaders are having an incredibly off day, because this is not what we expected to see.
So I'd say in terms of like strategy, I'd say Crusaders and 7th Heaven are quite even. But in terms of just gameplay, gun skill, and positioning, 7th Heaven just as just purely from the stats and what we've seen today, just seems to be a bit ahead. And they just win those 1v1s a lot more than Crusader winning it on them. As Dan go from an incredibly aggressive spawn peak, unfortunately doesn't get it, barricading back up. Are we going to be seeing maybe a bit more of an upstairs hold? This is just such a an expanded kitchen that if 7th Heaven picked this up and they decided just to punch a hole right onto site, they should be able to just absolutely smash onto here.
Yeah, it will be definitely rock rolling downhill, gathering a lot of moss if they do go for that aggressive push. But it's not been their play style. They play smart. They play the drone game as Aria will be holding that aggressive site. C4 going down. No, it's going to be picked up by Rice. He's not going to quite commit there. Luckily for him, he didn't quite throw it high enough that he couldn't reach it. But it's Wazoo now and Aviator aggressively pushing up. Might be able to find the frag off the back of one of these defenders. Knows that the window's open. Realizes that someone maybe went for an aggressive run out into Master there. They've got control over games as well. They have a solid hold on this top floor as bullets are flying left and right, but none are connecting at this stage. First minute has been burnt through. That hold from landing is going to be Wazoo. Cops a bit of damage on the area. Here's the rotate from Goonbag, and it's Goonbag getting revenge once again. As he takes out Wazoo with the headshot with the SMG-11. 2 rounds Wazoo fragged him out. 2 rounds Goonbag fragged out Wazoo. So they are sitting quite pretty and even right now.
Yeah, and excellent play from Goonbag, despite being the smoke player. To support his bandit is just absolutely commendable. It's so risky to have your smoke so aggressive. Oh, we could be seeing a miss thrown here from Rice. Rice gets the kill onto the IQ and drops down. And with 1 minute and 18 seconds left on the clock, 2 picks onto 7th Heaven. Crusaders just need to chill out here, and they should be able to win this on entries.
Yeah, they have that man advantage. 2 operators up. It's kind of nuts. We haven't really seen 7th Heaven in this position before. And it is still going to be Skib Alive, the man who secured himself that quad in the last one. So it'll be interesting to see if he can swing things back in his team's favour as it is. There's going to be that first floor hold. They're now playing from top down. There is a pulse online though. Snip potentially could upset things here with that heartbeat sensor. Looking to try and make something happen. Rice also has the C4. He's going to blow open the hatch. We might see a deep rotate here going through basement. This could be a huge read if they can come up behind 7th Heaven on this first floor. They can completely shut down any form of aggression. Aria looking for the angle, sees the thermite spray going out, loses that duel as Face Cream comes up big. Finds his 5th kill in this game already. He's going to be heading back up to Astro, looking for that vertical play down onto the bomb site. Just going to back it off, head towards Statuary, and meet up with Skiv. They've played a very, very slow style. It's going to be that push into bicycle storage, throwing the candelas deep into dining room, as well as the smoke's going out. Spray comes out, Snip finds the killer. Finds a second on a Face Cream. Noisy cleans up Goonbag. Dan, though, will secure them their first round in this game, Mop. The 5th round goes to Crusaders.
Crusaders is definitely opting up to decide just, hey, guys, let's just work together and just roam the hell out of these people. And unfortunately, 7th Heaven couldn't. I don't know if they didn't understand the full picture of what Crusaders was doing with their absolute extended hold, in which the counter obviously is just a punch right on the side. And unfortunately, not understanding that was the downfall of the round. And wow, on Kitchen, like I said, how I was saying. No one real side out of this trio rotation is really the worst. They're all unique in their own ways. And Kitchen definitely supports a roaming aggressive playstyle, and that perfectly fits Crusaders. So we're back on to, is it Trophy side?
Trophy. Yeah, Trophy.
So let's see how that goes out.
Well, I mean, maybe it comes to the fact that, 7th Heaven play aiming up better because they've played from that first floor, shooting vertically up to the second floor much better than they have playing down onto Kitchen. So maybe that's the case. Who knows? But we are getting into the prep phase up here in Trophy Stat. The real question is, yeah, it's exactly the same hold. No, slightly different hold, in fact. They've reinforced the entirety of that wall into Master Bedroom. Maybe this is a little bit more of a standard setup out of Crusaders here.
I definitely hope that. I think if they did the same thing 3 times in a row, that would be literally insane. So thankfully they are possibly adapting a bit, although we do see Goonbag, the smoke player, still aggressively holding in walk-in closet. And maybe we've spoken too soon. Possibly this is This is
No, it is a
very
slightly
strong.
different setup, but
Yeah.
it's still a walk-in closet hold, which is not necessarily as conventional. There you go. You see that wallers are enforced into statutory,
Yeah.
and it does mean that it's going to be Goonbag rather isolated in the situation. If he gets scanned out, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. But it's going to be that study push from 7th Heaven right now. This is not a direction we've seen them come from, as they've committed a large number of bodies there. As Fuzzy pushing up aggressively on the Ash. Going to be coming in towards games. If he can find something here. No, sorry, it is Aviator. But he will be pushing in that direction. It's going to be Rice in this position. He's given himself away. The drone looks for the swing. Not going to find it. Wazoo once again opening up the frags here. Will secure Rice. Aria refrags out onto River. So 4 versus 4 still. That's the IQ gone though. So a lot of the utility going to be hard pressed to find here as Dan is sitting in games room. He's played this lurk role incredibly well. If he can come in from the flank and find frags, he could easily string together a second round here for Crusaders and put them at 4-2 into the half. Noisy is going to be holding outside, looking to dump as much utility as possible. Oh no, Skiv found Dan. Had support there from Wazoo. So that is those lurk players of Rice, and Dan now gone. It's up to Aria, Goonbag, and Snip to clutch this one out. But really, it's going to be a hard press. Aria not necessarily having the level of game that we expected her to have coming into this. Usually she is quite a spectacular fragger when given the opportunity. But it will be that push onto the second floor landing from Wazoo, trying to aggressively gain position into these bomb sites. Barbed wire is there to slow things down, so they will give themselves away just a little bit, opening up some of these soft walls as well. Aria holding an Astro, looking to slow things down if possible. Skivers there. Wazoo not willing to commit into stat there, because that tight angle is a pretty rough one to play into. Goonbag gets dropped. That is not the situation you want to be in. Are going to be burnt through here by Wazoo as they try to get themselves in and defend, or destroy the defenders here and close this one out, or at least the half anyway, and go up 5-1. Candela is going to be dumped into Master. Not necessarily the same setup, so it will be Skiv finding Snip as well.
Oh, no.
This is it. This is all but done and dusted. It's all up to Aria now. Wazoo holding stat, and it will be Wazoo to close things out, as that is all done and dusted. So going into the half 5-1, surely this is going to be a shutout.
I mean, it definitely looks that way as Villa. Now, if you were going to talk about a defender-sided map, Villa and Cafe is what you talk about. So, now that we've had such a decisive play, 5-1, which, by the way, is the exact same scoreline as we saw on Clubhouse on the overtime, on the halftime, sorry. I just don't know how Crusaders going to bring this back. Honestly, like, I mean, man, if you give Wazoo a frag roll, like, put him on the Ash, man, and see what happens. But now he's on the, what's Wazoo on? He's on the Pulse. So maybe opting for the supportive role. But honestly, man, 7th Heaven look incredibly convincing right now.
I mean, you look at the stats, and in the series so far, Wazoo has won 4 opening trades so far in the series. The most of anyone at the moment. He's doing spectacularly on this aggressive role. Will be interesting to see if he can carry it on with the Pulse at the moment. But they're going to get themselves set up. They're going to get themselves underway. And once again, it's that split site start for 7th Heaven now on defense.
We're going to have to see what type of hold comes out from 7th Heaven. As I don't know if they're going for maybe a strat position heavy hold or more of a give us the opportunity to frag and we will hit those shots sort of type of hold. We'll definitely have to see. I think Wazoo is going to be around Wine Cellar / Kitchen in order to try and get a opening pick with an aggressive Nitrous Cell onto somebody trying to get that Master Wall. We'll definitely have to wait and see. Although we do have Zofia, could be entering very close onto Wazoo. And this, a misjoin from Rice. There's actually no way this is going to happen.
This could be hugely detrimental here for Crusaders if Wazoo can get even just the one opening frag here, especially on someone like the Zofia when playing from below. This could completely cripple Crusaders round. He's going to be opening the door. Will it be the swing here from Wazoo? He's playing so defensive. Dude, he's going for the feet. Wazoo opening things up onto Rice with the beat down. And this is going to start things off. Screen follows up quickly with an SMG-11 kill onto Dan. At this point, your morale has to be crushed if you were Crusaders right now. Losing out to a tucked-in Pulse like that, I mean, your mental must be full-blown right now.
You are dying on the inside. Wazoo is just going off with these opening picks. And, wow, like, as much as I want to scream Wazoo's name, Rice with one of the worst misthrows within this series. That is, oh, you just, and I keep saying this phrase, ladies and gentlemen, but man, you hate to see it. You hate to miss Drone, the Pulse, who would have been such an amazing opening pick, and I'm very confident Rice would have had an advantage on that gunfight. Goonbag getting a kill onto Face Cream and getting a kill onto River, and he's made the difference back to his team as he's just solo taken Statuary. Wazoo a kill onto Aria, the IQ player, but Thermite and the Thermite that is Snip and Goonbag have Statuary.
They had Statuary. Noisy will secure the frag on the Goonbag, though. It's all up to Snip. He's less than half health. He's got to do something, and it will be Skiv closing things out. 7 rounds played so far, 6-1 in favour of 7th Heaven. Of those 7 rounds, Wazoo has taken the opening frag 4 times.
Yeah, like, absolutely. Like, although that I do not believe he's on top of the scoreboard, but man, he's had some serious impacts.
Yeah, and we are going to be potentially seeing our final round here. It's going to be Aviator Games. Echo is still available. This is rough. It could be the end of the series, but we do have a little bit more to go on after this is all done. We've got to do the main stage draw, so definitely stick with us after that is all done. But you look at the score, Skiv has 10 frags, Wazoo has 7. So it's insane. I mean, we actually had some information given to us as well. Mop Fatality took map 1 against Vague. Not exactly how we expected that to go in our other series, 7-5. So it was close, but we definitely expected Vague to be the one putting up Vague. And Fatality are currently leading on Cafe as well, 2-1. So that could be Vague, unfortunately, losing that series. But in saying that, that is not the game we are watching. The game we are watching is Crusaders versus 7th Heaven. And we have some spicy picks on the board, Mop. We've got a Nook, we've got a Warden. This is going to be good.
Oh my lord. Honestly, I think Crusaders is going to go balls to the wall and just absolutely rush the hell out of 7th Heaven. Will they be ready for it? I have absolutely no idea, but actually maybe not necessarily a rush, although they're gonna do something weird. Like, I don't know, man, my weird meter is just going off right now as this lineup is giving me some chills. Because we do see Noisy prepared for that Ying, which doesn't exist at the moment, going for that water pit. Although, I am just so interested to see how Crusaders are going to play this game out.
Yeah, maybe too big of a brain play there. He's overthought it and ended up in the wrong situation. But it is going to be Dan playing that Nook. He plays that roam. We'll see if he can play that Lurker on attack now as he has to open things up. Unfortunately, though, that FMG can be quite a rough gun to try and play into. If you are looking for frag Skiv, potentially going to look for that flank, and it's, again, that first floor hold for him. He might go down through basement. Wazoo is the man we got to be watching, though, as Dan is looking aggressively down the first floor. He's escaped the cameras there. He has found the Skiv there on the Jaeger. Looks to aggressively push up, trying to find the head. He will actually open things up. It's actually Wazoo that gets taken down on the Mozzie on the opposite side of the map. So he has control of main stairs, now pushing up into study. Will just reactivate things. He has the cloak online. Going to be able to deny that vision. Sees one and Vod goes to spray. Unfortunately, it's not going to connect. Face Cream just going to escape there in the nick of time, although it's Skiv lurking from below down in piano room. Could look to come up and connect from behind. Bomb has been found. Rice pushing towards Classical 90. Has to make something happen here. Has the Nook in support. This is just... This anyway, I know Yokai bastard and either plant. Crusaders look strong in this round. You've got to wonder if 7th here are taking a little bit more lax considering they have so much room to work with. They have control of Aviator. They've got to get the diffuser down. A minute 25 left. Skiv on the long lurk coming up red stairs. If he can find the frags from behind, he finds one, gets the diffuser down, finds a second. He's got to swing and look for a third going left. Isn't able to find it as he has support there. Noisy finds a frag. Rice found Face Cream. They're looking for one. It's Dan. He's got no health left. What can he do? It's all up to Dan on the Nook. A bit of a meme pick here, in all honesty. Give their prone in games. The Aviator, it's Noisy holding behind bar in games. Do they have the angles they need to? Dan is going to push it to some sort of line of sight here as there is only a minute left. The long rotate coming here from Skiv, pushing into Vault. Will he look for the angle? Will he get fragged up? That is the question. There's only so much time left to play. Spray going into games. He's going for the long rotate. Reactivates the gadget. Will be invisible to cameras right now. Will be a little bit of a shimmer if they have someone operating it. But surely 7th Heaven aren't using cameras at this point. They know where he is. They've just got to hold their angles. They've got to delay it out. That's how they win here. Dan has to force something, though. He's angling in towards bar. He goes for the frag cook. He might be able to pick up a kill here. Unfortunately, though, the ADSs are still alive. And I would imagine that one's going to be burned as well. He pushes in. Skiv cleans it out. 7-1 commandingly is 7th Heaven taking this round out. What a series of plays.
Oh man, Skiv just pulling up for his team. Skiv with the literal hero play there. That was so excellent from Skiv. And despite the knock player whipping out with legit, like actual textbook knock plays. Someone sticking a cam, they don't expect a push happens, gets the free pick. That is just an excellent gameplay we've seen. And seeing this Villa, seeing these two teams just absolutely evolve has just been so fun to see.
I mean, it was such a roller coaster of emotions in terms of, as a caster anyway, seeing what was going on. You see Crusader aggressively in position to contest the bomb sites. Then Skiv shows up out of nowhere, finding those frags to red stairs and completely shuts down everything Crusaders trying. I mean, you lost the frag to Wazoo, who got the melee kill onto as a pulse. That's got to be hugely detrimental in terms of your mental game. You then lose the next. They won the next round if I remember correctly. Crusaders did to bring it back. Oh no, they lost that one. Yeah, no, it's 6-7. Crusaders have just been shut out completely, and then from there it just spirals further and further out of control. Yeah. And 7th Heaven 2-0 series, clean 7-1 in the second one. That's rough.
Oh yeah, that's very rough. And yet again, I've got to restate this. Crusaders played such a good game. Their strategy was just like, it was great to see, man. Like, they definitely had so much more prep work in Villa than Clubhouse, so much to the point where it's like, why did you even pick Clubhouse when you were so much better at Villa? But despite being so much better at Villa, the score was actually least favored towards Crusaders. And I think that's really attributed to, number one, Crusaders' just inability to adapt to 7th Heaven's hold. And 7th Heaven absolutely gets so much credit for just beasting the hell out of this game. Wazoo's opening picks is just crazy, man. How do you get so many consistent opening picks and just the impact from a few individuals in 7th Heaven was just absolutely amazing. And Skiv on that last, I want to say clutch, although it wasn't literally a clutch, it was something absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, in saying that, you look at how things went. If it wasn't Wazoo securing opening frags, it was actually Rice. He got himself 4 opening frags in the end, seeing how things went. But Wazoo, yeah, he took so many impactful fights. He won them time and time again. Skiv as well was so impactful. You saw it in the last round, rotating up from red, secured 2 without any punishment whatsoever, and then was in position to help his team clutch out that round in the end. The guy, like 7th Heaven, have just been playing spectacularly positioning-wise. They've been playing spectacularly fragging-wise and strategy-wise. They've been on point every single time. So going into playoff stage, which is something that we'll be talking about soon, because we've got main stage coming up. There's another step to this tournament. They're definitely a team that I am pegging to go rather far in this competition. And I honestly reckon that they can give Skyfire and August, which are the 2 teams that are sort of favoured to win this, a run for their money if they do meet them in either stage of the bracket.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Now, we do have some main stage stuff to get sorted here. We are just doing the last couple of calculations to try and figure out where seeding is going to be set. So what we'll do, we are going to take a quick break while we get the last couple of rounds sorted for that vague Fatality series, add things up, and we'll let you know how the main stage is going to be playing out. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll get this sorted, and we'll be right back.